Hi you guys, and welcome to A Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember who we really are. I'm stood here looking at this view where I often stand when I walk the dogs. It just overlooks out. On a clear day you can see up onto the moors. It's a great little spot close to where I live, surrounded by trees where I can just think in this busy world. And I was thinking, is our soul and our awareness two different things? And I'll explain what I mean by that, because I was under the impression that our soul, our higher self, always remains in the spirit world. The biggest portion of us remains in the spirit world, and I thought just a fraction of us came down here and dreamed this earthly experience. But then when you watch near-death experiences, they talk about when their soul was put back in their body, how painful it was to be such a gigantic soul, such a huge powerful soul, and to be crammed back into the body. And that made me think, so if we're crammed back into the body, is the soul, is that who we are, and then our awareness being the everything else? If we're crammed back into the body, surely we're all crammed into the body, and there wouldn't be a portion of us left in the spirit world except our higher self. And I think this is where it gets interesting. Because of religion, I've fallen into the trap when I was younger of believing I am separate than God. And I think what is happening is, when people say 95% of you is still in the spirit world and only 5% of you come down to earth, I think what that kind of means in a kind of sense is that our soul is a percentage of God, and by coming here to earth, our soul is being crammed into a physical body. A percentage of God is being crammed into a physical body, and then by the rest of us still being in the spirit world, they're actually talking about God, because we are God. And I think that's where I was getting tripped up, because if you see yourself as something separate than God, then how can you be crammed into a body and then still have yourself in the spirit world? And that's because you crammed into the body is a percentage. The greater percentage of you, which is God, is still in the universe and all around, inside everything that all exists. So if we see ourselves as one with God, then it is very easy to see how a percentage of God can be put into physical vehicles to experience life in the physical plane, while the majority of God being the all that is, and the higher self that is all of us, still being in the spirit world. So we have to see ourselves as complete one with God to be able to see how we can be separate but still God at the same time. We have to see ourselves in oneness and stop seeing ourselves in separation. It's the only way we're going to make sense of anything, truly.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long.